What is up, everybody? Good morning. It is time to get our reps in today. I'm really pumped to be here with you guys this morning. And man, it's gonna be a great day because I am right now headed in to do some farming. Now hear me out, because you guys all know I'm not a farmer, but I've had some great conversations with some people the last several weeks, being in the health and fitness field, and how this time of year is about farming, right? All right, so it's interesting because it's funny how our doubts in our mind can play us from two different angles and accomplish the exact same thing. I've had people reach out to me and talk to me about their fear of starting because they're so afraid to finish. They're so afraid of failure at the end. And that starting point has them so worked up that they can't even budge off of their couch or out of their house to get started, because the fear of finishing has them so worked up. On the flip side of things, I have talked to people that don't get started all the time. The getting started part isn't a problem for them, but they lack the fortitude to get all the way to the finish line. And so today, we're talking about how it's funny how we can be played from both angles, and that negativity reaches that same accomplishment, right? And that's not finishing. Both one of those starts, not starting, or starting all the time, not finishing, both equate to never finishing your race. And what we really have to look at within that is not so much as the start, not so much as the finish, but what we're doing day to day to get there. What seeds are we planting every single day to get there? I think about in my own life, the seeds we planted early in life that my dad and my mom, by raising me, right? So certain seeds they planted in discipline, certain seeds they planted in being locked in and being focused. It was just something that my parents naturally did with me. And so things I did at a younger age, I was planting seeds and didn't know it. They were unconscious seeds. But this year we've talked about how everything we're gonna have to do is gonna have to be different for us to get better, right? And so this year, I know that those unconscious seeds are gonna be planted, just because that's what happens when you're trying to live the right way and you're trying to do the right things and you're following a plan and you know who you are and you know whose you are. But this year we're talking about, I want to take it to the next level too. So those seeds I want to plant intentionally. I want those things, I want to take steps forward intentionally to plant seeds, right? You have to look around you. You have to see where you're casting your seeds. I can't be out on the patio, on the concrete, throwing my seeds down, expecting them to take root, right? I have to work the soil. I have to put the seeds in the soil. I have to water them. I have to use my fertilizer, right? To get these seeds to grow, you have to look around you and really see where you're at and what you're doing. You can't be throwing your seeds, guys, down on the highway. I mean, you guys know, you walk down the sidewalk and you see the weeds coming through literally this concrete, right? Those weeds don't have any roots. You can pull them right out, right? Absolutely no root system. We're talking this year about being different, being intentional, and planting those seeds where it actually matters, where they're gonna take root and they're gonna grow and they're gonna bear fruit, right? And this is the season that we're gonna start doing that, is this year, when we're gonna be doing it differently, we're gonna be doing it intentionally, and we're gonna finish some of these projects and some of your journeys that you're starting. You're not gonna, for those of you who have trouble starting, you're gonna start and you're gonna keep going and you're gonna finish. for those of you who struggle to finish and you start and you start and you start and you start, you're not going to have to start again, because you're going to plant the right seeds that are going to take root to help give you the fortitude to finish it. It's really funny. I came across this awesome verse the other day, Ecclesiastes, I think it's 7:8 if I remember right. And it is, the end of a thing is greater than its beginning, which is kind of cool. We get so caught up in the beginning stages and everything having to be perfect, and we forget that it's our fruit at the end. It's when that tree grows and bears the fruit that's so great. The importance of casting your seeds in the right spot. What does that actually look like? What does that actually mean? What does casting your seeds mean so you can reap your fruit later? That means that the daily work that you're putting in right now, you getting up and starting your day encouraged, and then moving forward to the finite details of what you have to do to accomplish the vision that we talked about a week and a half ago that you want to accomplish this year. That we can't just have a vision and then I hope I get there. I hope I accomplish that vision. No, we have to cast those seeds, right? We have to take action to accomplish those little things. That way, when you get to December of 2021 and you're looking back, are you having a toast or are you not? Because we have to, and that takes thinking about that end goal or that end vision for the year, backing it up, reverse engineering it, and doing something today, this week, and then doing something today. Last week we talked about being a pro. What does being a pro mean? Right? It's about starting to detail. I use the example of every rep. Stop looking at a whole workout in sets, but looking at it as a single reps. Same thing goes when we're trying to cast seeds. That means we have to be a pro in the minutes of our life. We have to start detailing the minutes of our life to be able to be productive and to be able to take steps and to be uncomfortable with some of these things. I'm not all that comfortable all the time jumping on here, you guys. I'm not all that comfortable bringing more passion into some of these talks that I'm doing, but it's actually who I am, and I've covered it up for years. I get excited, but you guys don't always see it jumping on a live at 5:30 in the morning and talking with excitement. I mean, my personal clients probably see it more than some of you on here, but I want to level up this year too. I want to plant more seeds, and it's not always for myself, you guys, because guess what? God's been pushing me to plant more seeds everywhere else besides just in my own life or my own family's life. And this is about spreading it more. And this is about growing in that aspect. And that's going to stretch me, and that's going to stretch my heart to be really uncomfortable. Not always easy, but that's why we're here talking about it, because you're going to have to do the same thing in your life, and you're going to have to stretch and be uncomfortable. Hey, my Friday night group I had on Friday, we did a big mobility and stretching at the end. Physical stretching. And they all know how uncomfortable proper physical stretching is. And it's the exact same way in our life when we're going through stretching in order for us to grow towards that vision that we have for the end of the year. So we have to cast those seeds right now to bear that fruit later. Let's end it with that little recap, you guys, for those of you struggling with starting, with the fear of finishing, a feel of failure, and those of you who can start and you can start and you can start, but you just can't finish. Remember that verse we talked about, that Ecclesiastes 7:8. For the end of a thing is greater than its beginning. So go out and let's crush it today. And be a finisher and be a farmer and start being a pro for the minutes of your day. It's time to really discover and develop and deploy those seeds of excellence within yourself. because you're great, because greatness made you, which means greatness is inside of you. So let's get after it today, you guys. Have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you later.